Hello, I am Andy Luke. Oh, there's a camera. That's a good camera. Kitty Marshall. Sorry, I've got a big screen up there. I have to look up at it and gaze wistfully. Kitty Marshall should be joining us shortly. And let's see. Hello, Kitty. You're live now. Yep. Let's see what happens. Okay. So there's a thing where I can check on chat. And there we go. YouTube enabled. Hello, your message here. And I'm going to sneeze in a bit. Watch out for that. Katie, when she joins us, may also do some sneezing. Let's wait and find out. I have no idea what tonight's stream is going to be about. We are going to discover together. Well, how's everybody this evening? This is a Vidal Sassoon hair number, L'Oreal number 5 million. This is Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko on the wall behind me. Actually, mostly Steve. Yeah. Kitty Marshall, are you ready to join? Right, so, oh God, it's really hard to do an introduction when you're on a plan. Hopefully Kitty will have some hot news to tell us. Me, I've just been making mischief today. Oh, I've had like about 6 people who've like, it's been crazy, like appointments, just sort of, oh, I have to cancel or I have to unlikely do it another day. And this has happened like 6 times, 6 different people. So for somebody as Vorlon, like as myself, who likes order, demands order, this kind of level of flux is like shaking me up a bit. It's a bit unprecedented. I'm kind of feeling diabetes chill, so just watch for me to pass out in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's see. Are there any magical tools? So I'm using ReStream, which you can see up there, which is quite good on the free version. So there should be a little admin thing that allows guests to just screen share stuff. Don't know, this is the most boring stream ever. Schedule share screen settings. Here we go. Guests can control all presentation. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. High definition 720. That's good. Speakers, default recordings. Yep. Virtual backgrounds. I don't care. I don't want one. Thank you. Let's see. Do I have to press a button? Presumably not. Katie got the invite, so should be joining us shortly. Oh, there I am. Hello, on YouTube, presumably. Okay. Yeah, so today I have a notebook where I've been making the first steps into getting together Screen Cleaner, which will return in 26 days. Another batch of like 6 episodes, which I just had a kind of a really fun idea about tonight. I'm starting to build it. I want to build a lot of it as soon as possible so that not everything is happening during the week. So with the last batch of 7, I pretty much threw together Screen Cleaner. Nearly every episode was built that week. There were a few, maybe like 3 scripts maybe that were written before. No, 2 scripts. Yeah. So all the scripts, all the images, everything you saw was written in that sort of week turnaround, which was really, really stressful, particularly when we had a few people who said they'd do inserts and they didn't. They had to like pull out last minute or whatever. And that was just like, I mean, functionally I solved it. So, at bare level, it wasn't a problem. At this level, it was just like, it was like, hold on, I can do this. There we go. There's a visual metaphor. And if you think I'm incredibly young looking, there's a bald spot. Oh my God, look at that. Is that white hair? That is white hair. Yeah, I had that coming. There is a bald spot back there. I'm just going to show you because, there we go. I've got hair today. I haven't washed my hair. It's very unusual for me to have a day where I don't take a shower. This is one of those days. Yeah, I just couldn't face the coldness of getting undressed and getting in the shower. Now, knowing that I've got hot water and very fortunate that way, first world problems, that under like a minute of hot water, my system would begin to heat up, but incredibly freakish fear What a silly man I am. Um, so, what are we in? January, February, March, April. So, in 2 months' time and 2 days, you will have another several hours of this the palaver of myself just blathering and improving really, really poorly, maybe not quite as poorly. It will be in 2 months and 2 days. It will be my 9th anniversary on Patreon, 9 years. And I didn't do anything last year. I usually do something special. And this year I'm thinking I'd like to do a stream. And if I remember correctly, 2 months and 2 days is also the date of the final episode of Screen Cleaner. So it will be a stream that's kind of like a victory lap, a rap party. Maybe, I'd like to put out a charity appeal and raise some money for some kind of survivors of sexual abuse charity or homeless charity, but I don't know if anybody will give anything. Yeah, people are nice, but I've hardly got a big following. Yeah, just 22,000 subscribers. But yeah, there's like one or two people watching on stream now. But hey ho, it's worth a go. So I'm just going to check on Katie. She's been awfully quiet. Yeah, it looks like she's having some camera issues. So I'm just going to mute myself for a moment, see if I can figure out what's going on. Who knows? Not much motion around Katie's computer. Katie, are you there? And because of the buffer, she might not hear me for a few minutes. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of running out of steam a bit, so if I don't hear from Katie in a few minutes, I'm just gonna cancel stream and like maybe we can retry it in about 10 or 15 minutes. But I'm not feeling particularly healthy today. Got a bit of workout in the garden, but I've all manner of kind of stresses. Landlady's visit potentially tomorrow. If she managed to move that around, I have a date. And the landlady's visit is, if it's happening, it's probably early in the morning. Date in the afternoon. Haven't been on a date in about 4 years. Been a particularly dry spell. Yeah, it is what it is. Right, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I've just got another appointment changed around and somebody else not confirming appointment. You know, this is a part of me that I don't really share a lot. Some people who don't like me think I'm a bad-tempered, crotchety reactionary, but honestly, I hold back so much stuff. Oh my God, I have filters like you would not believe. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave it here for now. I think there's nobody really watching this, so I might just delete this video. And, let's give one last go. Oh, hold on. Katie Marshall has joined. Add to the stream. About fucking time, says Poundland. I knew your
I don't know where I
Poundland
went wrong.
Jade.
Christ's sake, I do apologise, everyone. Fucking hell.
Even Helena, with her terrible
The
tech
joys
skills,
left.
would have managed that.
Leftist tech really is real. It is. It
I was
exists.
this close to going. So
You'd like
yeah,
that,
there you
some
go.
said
And
Kevs.
the warm-up act for Katie Marshall. There you go. 17 minutes, 34 seconds of me bitching about planet Earth and everybody on it. What have you got
Other
to say
artists.
to yourself, Katie?
I clicked on the wrong link because numpty.
Utterly numbty. So, are you? So I can see on your Twitch page. I don't know if it's restreaming yet because it's usually a few minutes behind, isn't it?
On ReStream, yeah, usually is about 90 seconds usually.
Yeah. Because what I am trying to multitask. It's usually because I'm rolling two things at once. It slows down quite a bit. So we haven't come up yet. We just leave it for a minute. Yeah. So maybe it will.
Give me a second. Do.
Oh, hello, SR Firehorse Art, aka the lovely Susanna Raymond. How are you this evening?
Oh dear. Right. I'm going to have to reduce the size of that. I will minimize us on my stream end. Ha! There we go. There's us.
Oh, cool. Exciting.
I will go live. So we'll use the camera from the ReStream. Let's go live. Yeah. Go live from ReStream. Go!
Marxists and technologies.
Bring it. No, then you need additional settings on Twitch, which all configured.
Susanna being here has reminded me to get my plug out of the way off the bat, because usually I leave it until the last minute. I nearly forget. So there's a new Sunday Comics episode on YouTube tomorrow at midday with just me reading some comics and saying, oh, they're
Nice
okay.
one. Cool.
I can't remember what tomorrow's is about. It's Caribou by Francis Todd. Let me give you a sneak peek, actually, because these are
Cool.
really fun. I have no idea what they are. So yes, this is what happens when you film without a plan. No props, no script. How's it going there, Katie?
Going well now. Excellent. I've actually got this working for a change.
Are we streaming to Twitch?
We're streaming to both, actually.
Happy days.
Yeah. How can I chat? It's weird.
You should have, I can't see us yet, but still behind. So thank you, Susanna. You are. Susanna has just been a wonderful supporter of my great friend, my art.
I know where I'm going wrong.
Passes for my arts these days. Yes. Thank you.
I will type my messages on my. Let's see, I'm sneaky. I use my. Oh, go. Dismiss. Go away, Windows Defender. Annoying me. Oh, I have people.
I see we have appeared on Twitch with very little. Maybe about 4 seconds behind. That's quite good, because I saw myself do that. I'm going for now to the other tab, and yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kaboom! 6 seconds, and then lightning. Yeah, so it's all happening tonight. Katie's. I've been the warm-up back, but Katie's actually in charge, aren't you, Katie?
I try to be. There we go. And I go back over to the studio. So we're going to get a little bit odd here, so you can see our faces every so often, and we'll go back to channel.
Katie, I meant to say you've got. Should have said that before you said about minimizing our faces. You've got sharing permissions on ReStream.
Oh, right, cool.
That's the source to do it from there.
Well, that's the chat. Oh no, that's not right.
For me in the past that I'll share something and it's fine, but then the second thing I share is a bit wobbly. Yeah, Susanna's absolutely right. So Katie and I have done a few streams together now, maybe about 7 or 8, but not all of them have reached YouTube, maybe about 2. So introduction to Katie. Katie is a Scottish feminist, Marxist, streams to Twitch as MadCat79 Scott II, and on YouTube sometimes as Numpty Woman, I think, or Katie Marshall with numbers after her name. Yeah. Katie, is there anything you want
Katie Marshall 4340 on YouTube, and Madcat 79 Scotty on Twitch. Numpty Woman is the Discord. So there's three versions of this one person. Numpty Woman's the older version of me, actually. It's 16 years old, because I've been in other Discords for a while. So the youngest version is, well, technically the middle version is the YouTube. Then the youngest version is the Twitch. But both the streaming parts of YouTube and Twitch are the same age. Because I did used to be Google Plus working years ago. I used to do makeup tutorials and
it's like some kind of
some politics
story.
There's many people in this head.
The three Katies.
It's weird.
5 Katies? Very confusing.
Well, three Katies. 4 if you include the version that is a wife and a daughter and a sister. So they're all the same person essentially. Plus there's the streamer. And there's the chatter in other people's communities.
So I was Andrew Luke until I was 25. And then there was internet, and I got an internet personality, Drew Luke, from my email address that kind of branched off. But it's only really my email address. And then at 25, I became Andy Luke. But also it is like branched back around Andrew Luke and Andy Luke, and there's various splits off of that temporal identity Luke. So I mean, it would be a bit like if there were only 2 doctors and one of them was Tom Baker and the other one was David Tennant, and that's all you had to choose from for like 60 years. It's terribly boring.
My doctors have been stricken. They don't exist because they're the 2 of the worst ones apparently. So that's Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy.
Well, I think we've come close to an argument before. I will not hear a bad word said against Sylvester McCoy. Oh gee.
That's my original Fabian friends here in Glasgow. They thought I was ill done by from when I was born, essentially, with my doctors. The last best doctor that I had, apparently, when I was alive for, but obviously I was a toddler, was Peter Davidson. Apparently.
I've never checked out, really.
Those episodes were really quite good.
One of my earliest memories of Doctor Who was a Peter Davidson story, actually. It was the death of Adric. I think it psychologically scarred me so much so that I completely skipped Colin Baker, which probably wouldn't have been a bad thing.
Yeah, I remember Colin Baker because I was like, what would I have been? Like slightly older than a toddler. I was in primary school, so primary 1 and 2, between 5 and 6. Yeah. It wasn't until we got Eccleston that we managed to get these decent doctors again, apparently. And we will not mention the other one because he was purely based in the city, UK. Paul. I can't remember what McGann brother it was. Paul McGann?
Oh, Paul McGann. Lovely Paul McGann.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Because he's got a brother, Paul McGann.
Yeah.
We try not to mention that one in this household.
I don't really go to Comic Cons in Belfast because they're all shit. But I got somebody give me a ticket to go and see one with Paul McGann. And like I hadn't really followed the man's career, or I just knew him from the Doctor Who movie. But he did this chat and took fans' questions. Such a lovely guy. You get, some people
Oh
you just get
yeah.
a read off them by being in their presence and listening to them. Just absolutely gorgeous soul. Um, I got a bit distracted there because I was remembering the story Sylvester McCoy used to tell about how one time he tried on Colin Baker's Doctor Who coat and he got lost for 2 weeks.
It's funny. For Christ's sake, the pair of us are taller than him, for crying out loud. Like, you're about 6 foot, aren't you? I'm 5'8", 5'9", something like that. And Sylvester McCoy's like 5'5" or 5'6". He's a titchy wee man.
On a Saturday night, Sunday morning, we usually talk about political Victorian villainy. We usually have some great stories to share, and check out the archives that are about for some of those. But we've nothing planned tonight, or I've nothing planned tonight. You haven't told me if you have anything planned. But I do have a really good Doctor Who story I can call on that won't get us into trouble with the copyright pigs. I will, but by 3 minutes to go and prepare it. Well, we could get into that in a bit if you like.
Yeah, carry on. Don't worry too much. If it's not too recent, and it won't be because the last one for Ncuti Gatwa was a while ago now. So if it's anything fucking back in the day, we should be okay, because they were all the ones.
Well,
the ones before Eccleston, they're all production. They're all the BBC's production company, and they can all get used. Oddly enough, the ones that exist, because there's still ones from like Hartnell and Chowton. Some of them are missing because the BBC keeping holding all these files and stuff, all the actual physical. The film itself, essentially from back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of that got damaged because the BBC are fucking idiots at times. So anything before like McGann and stuff, they're all fine. They're all done by the production company that basically owned by the BBC. It's only recently that they've moved over to outside production companies because it's stupid. I don't get it. I really don't. The size of the BBC, they should be doing their own fucking productions. Mm-hmm. Just an idea.
So, seeing you were foolish enough to bring up Ncuti Gatwa, have you anything to say on that? What did you make of the Ncuti Gatwa?
His home city is amazing. It's just up the road from my home city, so he's from Dundee. Yeah, he grew up in Dundee.
Oh, okay.
So that's where he went to school there and everything.
Oh, cool.
They said, why do they keep on bringing in Scottish doctors? Because we rule. We are awesome. Like the three main ones, obviously, that you can think of now are Ncuti Gatwa, David Tennant, and Sylvester McCoy. They're all Scottish. And Scottish companions as well. The main one would be Karen Gillan, who played Amelia Pond. So whenever they have a Scottish person involved in a Doctor Who, be it the Doctor or be it a companion or other assorted person, it's usually well received. Just saying. I really should stop letting that side of me show of just praising be some of the best doctors being Scottish. Some of them have been Welsh as well. Troughton's Welsh? Peter Davison's English. So's Hartnell. Matt Smith, English. Don't get me wrong, I loved Matt Smith. I thought he was a brilliant doctor. But obviously, we differ. He liked Rose as the companion. I thought Amelia and Rory were the best companions. Each to their own, really.
Right, I think I have all the pieces in place. Yeah. Did I take my meds? Has everybody in the UK taken their meds? It's 10 minutes to 11, so if you had a 10 p.m. meds time, you've taken them by now? There's still time?
I have.
I
have to be a good little girl because if I don't take my Apixaban, I can actually clock quite badly. So they got taken at 52 minutes ago. So 12 hours apart, everyone, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Blood clots are not good. Good of them put. Oh God, my nose. I need hankies.
Yes, my gerbils have been well behaved today. They all got wheels. The pet store has a special offer on wheels. £6 wheels down to £1.50. So I picked up wheels for whatever tanks could fit wheels, and yeah, it was one little gerbil, Sister Ninja, who was just point blank refusing to get in her wheel for about a week. They put her in a new wheel, and she's been running around it today several times. So really well done. Yeah. Right, I wonder, can I share this window? Share screen. Let's see. Here we go. Oh. Hold on now. When it works, that would be good.
Oh, that's better. There we go. Much better.
So.
There.
Oh. Yep, okay. So this story begins with a book plug. I wonder, is there a way all of this could be shown when I talk through it? No, what's it? So, yeah, so this begins with a book plug, and this isn't just me pimping my wares. This is actually an important part of the story. So, 12 was an anthology by Horrify Press, quite a decent anthology. I think there's one story in it that I really don't like what the author did. I think it was very much against the spirit of Who. Most of them were pretty decent stories. So released a fan production, unofficial, released at time with the 50th anniversary. So I started looking around for a story to tell, to submit. The production company Big Finish, who make the Doctor Who audios, they have a yearly competition for new authors. So I had an idea floating around for that, which I rewrote, submitted to Horrify Press's 12 book, and that got published in there. So And I will share this. Oh. Right. So, in 1977 or 1978, Tom Baker took his holidays in Northern Ireland, and he decided he would go dressed in the full Doctor Who garb and visit a primary school in East Belfast. This was at the height of Tom Baker as Doctor Who phenomena. And I come across this video, which I'm going to share now, and it occurred to me, what if this video, what you're about to see, was canon? What if it wasn't Tom Baker's show, but it was actually the Doctor, or Doctor Who, as some of you know him by? So I'm going to play this. I would like you to consider it on both levels, as in, wow, isn't Tom Baker effing cool? And, ooh, here's a Doctor Who story I've never seen. Another thing to bear in mind, there has never been a Doctor Who story set in Northern Ireland. In Northern Ireland has been part of the UK for 106 years as an independent, as a country as part of the UK. And Doctor Who has been gone for what, 63 years? There's never been a Doctor. Every other.
Yeah, 63.
There's been a Doctor Who story, never Northern Ireland. Is this the one? One VTL.
School leavers were facing an uncertain future in the 1970s. School visitors were proving to be a big hit, especially when they materialised in Belfast from the biggest show on television.
I would have killed to have had Tom Baker come to my school. In 1978, he was the coolest man on television. It's as simple as that. I'm sure you'll be amazed.
That was his own initiative. He had a couple of days and decided to come to Belfast. American presidents eventually would do that when they had a few days, but you know, the idea that a Time Lord would come in.
Why are you all smiling?
Oh, I love it.
Time Lord's sectarian divides. This is a simple fact. And, you know, he schools, and to spread his visit out.
He went east and then he went west, and the kids in Mersey Street, they were confined to the classroom, and of course you've always got that feeling that the teacher is watching you, so you've got to be very careful about what you do and what you say. There may be a test later on, but in Barrack Street he went outside and they just ran. You know, and they didn't really know what else to do, so they ran up the playground, and then they ran back down the playground, and then he didn't really know what to do, so he ran as well. And that was fantastic, because that is timeless. You know, you could have landed in Belfast any time in the last 100 years or in the next 100 years, and if you get a lot of kids in the playground, they'll run you up and down.
School visits were dull, generally. It wasn't superstars, it wasn't guys from TV. To have Tom Baker in your school, letting you try his hat on, you know, signing posters for you, bantering away, it's just absolutely priceless.
He has one trick, which can you put on my hat? One wee lad says he wants the hat to look like a cowboy. Clearly not a big Doctor Who fan.
Cromie, not be a cowboy. Put it on you and you'll be a cowboy. There we are. There we are. Yeah, looks very good.
But he came to Northern Ireland, he came to see us, he wanted to come over. And I think that's to his credit. I think that is just a remarkable thing, that a Time Lord came and visited us at a very bad time.
Oh, love it. Oh.
So, oh, hello. There's the Jam. the jam Hitler.
Hello, Jamman. This was him talking about the Iran situation and stuff. That was awesome. Thank you,
so I'm
Andy.
just going to press again while we talk over it, because I will refer back to this during my story about how I took this and used it as a story. So I mean, these lovely scenes were, so in my story, this story about Tom's visit to Mersey Street Primary School is canon. This was the doctor, and these lovely scenes where we have them where the doctor is running about outside and all these kids are just running after him. He runs one way or the other, all chasing that magnificent scarf. My theory is, what if he was training these kids to survive the tough rigors of troublesome Northern Ireland for like some sort of future adventure? Mersey Street Primary was in East Belfast, not too far from a site that would become Belfast City Airport, or the George Best Airport.
All right. Oh.
So I put this idea of these kids running about after his flying scarf, that the doctor was training these kids to become the flying school. They would all be equipped with like little certain bits of knowledge, ways to cope, ways to like detect future alien incursions, and just band together as a
I
couple.
like that.
One of the aspects
Yeah.
would be, if a future incarnation of the Doctor came back, these kids who he had specially trained would be able to recognize. They could look at David Tennant and say, "That's the same Doctor we met in our childhood," when their brains were still being formed, conditioning, imprinting, all of that stuff. There's another reason I wanted to show you that, but you're just going to have to stick with me and remember, as
Carry
those
on.
kids were to do. Right. Oh, the next part of my story, you're going to love this. And this came a bit of research. I wanted to find out what happened to this school. It might have actually been when I was just Googling it, because I later did get to travel to the site of this school. But
Okay.
here's what happened to it, because I wanted to find out if this school still existed, if it was still there. And what I found was very interesting. So
right.
let's see.
Cool.
How do I share this part of the screen? So I found a story in a few local newspapers and on the BBC. Here we go. So, ex-pupils of Mersey Street Primary School in Belfast make home in their old school. So, here's a story.
wow.
This is the front of Mersey Street Primary.
Right.
Now, turns out, I can't remember if it was a listed building, but what was that it was converted into 30 apartments with the old facade absolutely intact.
You have to remember a lot of these buildings, especially the facades of them, they're all protected, they're all listed either B or A list. I don't know if it's, so it's one's numbers and one's letters. I can't remember what one's what, if it's letters up here or if it's numbers up here. So they're all listed. So either 1 or 2 or A and B, they're listed and they have to be protected. There's lots of ones here in Glasgow City Centre, especially in the merchant side. They all have to be protected because they're classed as historic buildings. So wow.
So this would have been the playground.
Oh, cool.
And you can see the buildings around it were the wraparound would have been the schoolhouse.
All right, cool.
Now, this was converted into 30 apartments with this central former playground as sort of like a communal area where there's, where the trees are on the left-hand side are just, they kind of operate as like back laneways. So there's little garages. They're non-vehicle garages, so it would be washing machines or fridge freezers or bicycles inside them. I was very lucky enough to actually find an open door when I visited a few years ago and just walk around this site.
Cool. My primary school is still a primary school.
So
it's my
what is interesting about this is why there's a news story on it was that a number of ex-pupils from Mersey Street ended up in these apartments. Now, I think Mersey Street closed down in 2006 and the apartments opened in 2011. I went to the school, my mom went to the school, and my 2 sisters went to the school, Karen said.
She didn't too many years ago to remember. I like that. I like that line. Too many years ago to remember.
And so did their 2 children. She also worked as a dinner lady at the school.
Wow.
So I obviously seized on this idea. I loved that this notion that former students would reunite as neighbours in the exact same place. I can't remember exactly when the idea for my story kind of formed about this flying school of ex-pupils, ex-students of the 4th Doctor would reunite, but this is the former Mersey Street Primary School or Connswater Homes was the central location in my story, which I think is called Skin of the Teeth.
Oh,
so
cool.
There's one final bit to this story. Let's see how I can go back on camera. Let's see. Could be like Torchwood inside the old school with less rapiness. Torchwood's kind of a trigger word for me. I've got some strong opinions, shall we say. And someday I may be...
You're not alone. You're not alone in strong opinions about Torchwood.
So Skin of the Teeth, which I wonder, can I share that? I will share the link in chat I'll share the link in my chat.
There you go.
Put that on screen, which is worth sharing. Right. Okay. So Mersey Street is kind of the central location for this story. And there's other stuff that I wanted to do with Doctor Who, and a Doctor Who story set in Northern Ireland has to happen. There's no excuse for it not to happen. Anyway, so I get my story in 12. 12 gets published in time for the 50th anniversary, which was like an event that year. There was so much good TV.
There was quite a lot happening. Yeah.
And we could talk for a bit. But anyway, before it reached publication, sent it off to my editor at, was it Nathan? At Horrified Press. What then? Happy enough, done all the rewrites I was going to do. And I take my coffee and my cigarette. It's a nice sunny day like it's been here in Northern Ireland today. And I go out to the terrace, the front of the terrace block where I live in East Belfast, perch against the windowsill with my coffee and the smoke. And 2 doors along from me, my neighbour David comes out, and David has cats, and David he doesn't smoke indoors. So he comes out, and he's a nice guy, bit of a hippie, sort of electronic music aficionado. Really chill.
Not that you know any other people like that, of course.
No. Parents are living. I mean, this was a really rough area of East Belfast. Real psychos and slobs. But David was one of those wonderful people that like myself infiltrate those areas, and just really cool and pleasant to be around. So David and I are sitting chatting. What are you doing today? And exchanging stories. And I said, well, I'm really pleased I just hit send on this piece of Doctor Who fan fiction for an anthology. I'm really happy with it. And I started telling him the story I've just told you about Mersey Street Primary School and the Fine School and Tom Baker as canon in his holidays. But David says, you're not going to believe this. You go back and look at that video. I'm the little kid in the corner with the brown hair. So
wow.
I'm not sure if I could find him on that video, because when I knew David, he was like, oh goodness, I'll have to work it out, but 78, I want to say 40, no, late 30s he would have been. So I'm not sure I could point to him. I've got a few suspects. But the notion that I had just written a story that my neighbour was in, and I had no idea he was in this story.
Ow.
And just the synchronicity, and like I wonder, I mean, I'm not a great, I wasn't a great self-promoter back then, but like would I have told David that story if I hadn't have just finished submitting it to the publisher and just stepped outside to have a puff and him at the same time?
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? These things happening. They do happen. Well, people, everyone, this does happen. Trust me on it. No. These things, things kind of rhyme sometimes, and there's certain connections that you can make, or they just happen just out of the blue. It's really quite weird, but it's good weird, not bad weird. That these things happen. Wow. Like, who have I met? I've met Gregor Fisher a few times.
Who?
Gregor Fisher. Rab C.
Oh, wow. He's no longer with us, is he?
He's no longer among us. No, he passed a few years ago now. But yeah, so Rab C, nice about everyone. Teleprogram. Elaine C. Smith played Mary Doll. And so Gregor Fisher played Rab C. She treated him in the hospital. My mum was the sister of the Western General, so the Western Infirmary in Glasgow before I appeared. And she treated him in the hospital. He'd done himself in. he was he slipped on ice or something, and she was fixing his leg, putting a cast on his leg. So this was back in like 77 or 78 or something that she met him. So there's lots of different little connections I have to like Scottish comedic programs like Rhapsody Nesbitt and a couple other ones like Chewing the Fat, which is the more recent one. Still Game is the main export for that. So those two are a couple of dicks.
I recently discovered my Discworld podcast co-host's frequent writing partner. There's the same agent with Stephen Moffat.
Oh, wow.
But Moffat's likely to be very busy at the moment.
Yeah, he will be.
Otherwise, I'd be in touch. Stephen, if you're watching it, get in touch. You know I am the premier press gang video essayist.
And by the way, Stephen Moffat is showrunner or writer for Doctor Who, so for the BBC. So that's another Doctor Who connection.
I've actually got to take a leak. And at the same time, I've also got a nice chaser to that story that's tangentially connected.
Nice one.
I'm gonna not throw that up. So I'm guessing. Oh, where did it go? Something. Right. Yes, it helps if you include all the hyperlink. So. Oh, this is 2 minutes, 9 seconds. So, apparently Tom Baker made that trip around the winter to Mersey Street, or he made 2 different trips to Northern Ireland, because I also have footage here of him switching on Christmas tree lights in Derry. So I'm gonna let that run for a minute while I use it.
Thank you. Nice one. Oh, here we go. Wait. Thank you, Andy.
No. Please be quiet for one moment. I'm delighted to be in the province this afternoon.
I think it actually is my best section. Quite nice to be received like this.
Getting deafened by the Waynes. Fucking hell. Calm down, please, Waynes. That was a bit loud for my ears there.
Who's that?
I believe for a time traveler you had some difficulty getting here.
I did, yes. The aeroplane was strangely late taking off, and then the mayor's car mysteriously seized up on the way.
Where's the TARDIS heading to next?
Do you know, I don't know. I never know, you see. I work on 4 or 6 scripts at a time. I don't know where I'm going at all.
Are you delighted with the welcome you've got here with your TARDIS?
Oh, yes. Wow, look at it. Isn't that amazing? Wonderful. Wonderful.
Are you impressed by Derry?
Yeah, I'm impressed by the people of Derry. I'm not really much impressed by places. It's very pretty around here. I think the whole province is very pretty. Over the water. It's not realised how beautiful the whole province is, actually. But the people, which is what's important about Derry, yes, they're wonderful.
Well, I'm sure they're delighted to have you. Welcome back at any time.
Right, come when you're at it.
There we go.
That's better. Go away. My
That's
ears are
not
nice.
true. You see that when he mentioned about the mayor's car seizing up, and he see that smile he gave, like he knew something about how that happened or whatever. Like he might have been behind it. Total method actor. Total method actor. You're good?
Yeah, I'm good now. Thanks. The plane in the mayor's the plane in the mayor's car had in for Tom.
I wonder, was that Crispy Master was up to something?
Oh, that is going to get on my fucking tits, man. So the part of the kitchen my washing machine sits on is a little bit uneven. So every time it goes into its spin cycle, my living room door, which is just 8 feet away from me, it is shaking like that because the fittings for it to the door jamb are loose as fuck. So it's going back into a spin cycle, and I can literally see my door going like that. Hopefully it will finish its spin cycle within the next 10 minutes, so it doesn't annoy the fuck out of me.
We can't hear it, or I can't hear it here. I'm just getting new speakers in there, quite good. So
Yeah, I've fixed my audio again. Praise be Shanna Cranky Pants, who is really quite good at helping me with that stuff, and a couple of other streamers have been helping me. I'm still
so Susanna SR Firehorse asks, do you know artist SMS is a Doctor Who fan and fan artist? I don't know SMS. Hello, if you're on Katie's stream, I'm bouncing back and forward, checking comments. We're just kind of improv tonight. There's Katie has currently improv with her visibility.
Sorry, I'm putting my other phone on chat so I can actually get to my YouTube stream. This hasn't been charged in over a fortnight, this phone. Because I'm mostly Twitch, because the ReStream for my YouTube channel has been a bit weird because Streamlabs. I don't know. Both me and Helena use the same Streamlabs Ultra, and it's been a bit janky to say the least. I'd want it to be easier like it was back in the day. It was brilliant. I could stream to both of them at the same time, but now I don't know what sort of patch they put in either to Streamlabs Ultra or to the separate entities, Twitch or YouTube. So they've done some backroom coding and shit, and everything's been fucking flying up in the air.
I really love using ReStream, except for the name. What a stupid name! If you're going to be doing original programming, you do not want ReStream as something that's out there, because it sounds like you're just doing repeats. It's a dreadful name.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I have only once had problems with ReStream. I've done about 8 times. Having guests on channel, publishing, brilliant. Last over Christmas, I paid for it for a month. I got really good customer support right before paying for it.
That's good.
I wanted to use it multi-channel to do a Discord live podcast. For some reason, my Facebook, so this is going out to Facebook, but it's set to either private or friends only.
Oh.
So I can't make it public until it actually finishes either. But when we did the Discord podcast over ReStream, it created an advanced page for us and everything, but then we couldn't access it. And we had about 6 attempts trying to sort of right the ship and make it go out where it was supposed to go out. And so the only time ReStream really went wrong is the time I was paying for it.
interesting. You can live stream to you can live stream to Facebook anytime you want, and you can live stream to YouTube anytime you want. You don't need to pay for any sort of you can even do OBS and stuff for the free version of Streamlabs. I pay for my Streamlabs Ultra because it's easier and the customer service is all right, I guess. And I've actually asked them, it's nothing on our end. Talk to YouTube. Yeah, I've talked to both of you. And that's all I'll say. I've talked to both of them.
Yeah, I mean, the big draw of these things is, really good for having guests on.
Yeah.
Like, so, if you had done it properly tonight, 17 minutes ago, as you find it, click on a link, and it's straight in. No need to register.
Yeah, it's good.
As long as one part comes from that.
Yeah,
just straight in. And I mean, is Streamlabs something similar in your experience?
Right. OBS is the original one. That was the first sort of live streaming software that came out. Christ, how old is OBS? OBS is best part of a decade old. Streamlabs Ultra is only 6. Because I got offered it straight away at a fantastic discount, and they've extended it for me. So I only pay £10 a month for my Streamlabs Ultra, which is the main one that I use especially for Twitch. It's easier. But I've now downloaded if I'm going to carry on having the same fucking problems, I'm just as well as going to the free version, which is OBS, which is the original studio. But what Streamlabs done is because it was people left OBS just for reasons and started Streamlabs and Streamlabs Ultra to get people to pay for a better version of OBS. OBS still works. No, it's split basically down the middle with people who, most of the ones I talk to, they're Twitch only. Me, Kev, Helena, Blaze, and now Turn Left. They're dual stream, so they've got both YouTube and Twitch. And we've all went with Kev's the only one that's not Streamlabs. He's OBS. He stayed the same because he's been doing this for a while. He had his YouTube channel first, then he started live streaming. So he's been doing this for live streaming for over 5 years, nearly 6 actually. And so Kev's one of the old hats at this. Helena's been doing it for 4 or 5 now. And I've been with her for 3 years. I've been doing it for 3 years. I didn't actually know this. I started a week after Helena started live streaming. Just, what? That's weird. I thought Helena was already established. I don't know. And Turn Left's the youngest one. And they've just recently moved over to Twitch as well. But all the older ones like Kev, Zeus Kempner, DG Mule, My Left Eye's YouTube only. He's not on Twitch yet. I've said that to him and said, maybe you should move over to Twitch. But he's keeping to YouTube. Just keeping it simple for himself. Plus he's got a job as well as being a streamer on YouTube. I have nothing on my hands. That's why I've got both and I try to do both. You having a channel makes more sense than me doing my live streams, at least in my estimation. You can put out regular content and you can actually edit it and make it look better, other than my Rejoice. Omaha the Cat Dancer.
Oh, who have we got?
Omaha the Cat Dancer. It's in my Twitch chat. Hi, Omaha. Please be.
Great fun. I really enjoy Omaha's comments.
Do you think you'd ever want to stream, Andy?
Yeah. So just for anybody who needs a bit of an extra introduction to what Katie does, Katie streams on Twitch pretty much 5 nights a week. Does this kind of time of night. starting at 10 or 11, going till about 2, sometimes 3 or 4. She doesn't care. She's fearless. So streaming is not something.
There's a lot to cover. For my sins, I follow politics.
Streaming has kind of been a special occasion.
Correct.
Yeah.
I watched one of my favorite Kevin Helena videos earlier on. It's really quite fun.
Oh, what's that?
The one talking about Keir Starmer and stuff. It's just been mad. I keep on meaning to actually highlight that and make this is the best one that Kevin Helena. But obviously they do question time coverage and stuff. I'm nicking that off of you. I can't believe it's not Heidi Alexander. It's just genius.
Heidi Alexander. It's yours. It's yours. Unless you don't use it and it comes around, you haven't used it, and I decide to use it. Screen Cleaner is coming back in about 26 days for 6 episodes. Yes, so sorry, you were asking about streaming, and I've maybe streamed about, outside of the 68 weeks, Katie and I have done streams together. I've maybe done about 4 streams over.
Yeah, it's been 4.
10 years. I've done about 4. So maybe 10 in total. And after doing Screen Cleaner, like October, November, December there, and what I was saying early on the stream was it was really industrious. I was building most of those episodes within the week that it aired, so it was really...
You must have been knackered.
It was really knackered, and I was also worrying about getting other contributors in. Now, I mean, everything came out pretty much fine, apart from the sound quality could have been improved. And, you know, they're all full shows.
Honestly, it's not that bad.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hope so. I've not listened back to them since I've got my brand new speaker. So maybe
nice one.
That'll help. But it was such, even though everything came together in the end, it was such stress. Like people worrying, was somebody gonna respond to an email? Was somebody gonna do something they said they did? And it happened. People didn't, and people had to be really pushed. And there was an episode that went out without any guest contributors, and it's kind of it irked me so much because it was more a matter of my vision for Screen Cleaner includes guest contributors as part and parcel of it. Anyway, moving past the grudges. So I came out of that thinking, I just want to go and do streams for a while. I just want to improv it, put in the work. Like this.
I had so much fun with you. It's been amazing.
Great. In a couple of hours, it's going to be done. If I say to you, Katie, I'm going to F off in 20 minutes, you'd be like, yeah, I'm cool with that. It's fine. Go and get your head down or masturbate or whatever it is that you do, you sad old man. So yeah, it's
not a sad old man. Stop that.
I'm a performer at heart. You know, I just like doing it. I'm extrovert myself. And working without a script, like I'm so proud of my scripts. I put so much work into them, but sometimes you can work just by recalling stuff and just by you can slip up on the fly.
In some ways, I think I might be a little bit lucky because I did the off-the-cuff kind of information. Don't get me wrong, I do research all day and stuff about what I want to cover on my streams. And I would just basically play it by ear, play off my hoovers in my chat and stuff. It's in some ways I've got it easier sometimes. it depends on what the news cycle has decided to throw at us, essentially. So it's fun. Rather, it's cool for my chatters getting to see me lose my mind and shit like that. I will need to do more about my actual wheelhouse, which is my degree and the health and disability things. But right now, the news has been relentless with other political BS I have to deal with. Plus, I'm gearing up towards my mega stream for the Holyrood elections.
It's going to be interesting.
That's going to be.
Blase has joined us in chat. Welcome, Daily Blase. Please, everybody, go and check out his channel. Daily Blase makes, well, daily short videos, usually around the 10-minute or under mark, looking at different areas of Parliament, of political reportage, usually with a bit of friendly commentary, a bit of comedy commentary. So actually, I've recorded short interviews with both Daily Blase and Katie Marshall, which will be part of an episode of Screen Clear sometime, focusing on political YouTubers and how they make what they make. And I might actually widen that to sort of other non-YouTubers. We'll see who responds, see who doesn't let me down. But it hasn't been Katie and it hasn't been Daily Blase. Thank you both.
If I can be productive in any sort of capacity for anyone else, I'm here for it. Like I'm a moderator in Kev's Twitch now. I usually just pin funny or accurate things. The main bonker is Wayward Historian. She's the enforcement.
She's a great moderator.
Wayward's quite good. She's been with Kev for Do not ask her how long she's been with Kev. Mind you, when she resubs and everything, you can see how long she's been there, which is astounding to me. Like, I've had two of my moderators have been with me from the start, and they're actual streamers themselves now. Well, one of them was already a streamer before I was. That's Fightingale, by the way. Praise be Fightingale. She is awesome. I love Fightingale. And Cranky Pants. She has since became a streamer for Twitch. She doesn't do YouTube. It's a little bit different, the other side of the pond. Don't get me wrong, there's ones who do both Twitch and YouTube that are American. Quite a lot of them are right-wingers or just chuds. Mm-hmm. And there's ones who are YouTube only. Lord of Patriarchy, or Dave. Do not go and follow Dave. He has lost his Lord of Patriarchy because he was a dickhead and kept on using slurs.
Oh,
so Raptors, don't. Kev's already covered him on his Descent of Manosphere, but he was called Warlorps back in those days, and he keeps on doing the same fucking things over and over again and loses his channel. So he doesn't learn.
It was actually Daily Blase turned me on to Kevin's Descent of Manosphere and his collaborations with Dr. Christie, is it?
Dr. Christie Winters, who is an actual professor. She works in Stuttgart. Praise be Christie. She is awesome. She's actually spoken to Sargon. She's debated Sargon.
He's a Sargon of Akkad or something. He's a right.
Sargon of Akkad, which was a historical Mesopotamian leader, and he uses the wrong photo. So just put in Sargon of Akkad, and you will notice that he's used like a bust of someone who isn't Sargon, because Sargon of Akkad is a fucking idiot. I've done reacts to Sargon as well. He's fucking stupid.
Welcome to chat, David McGuinness, the famous David McGuinness of Two Davies, and Palestine Action Support, and Independent Scotland Support, and just general support. And one of the things I meant to do today was drop Davey a few messages, but I know it's a bit of a Saturday's a bit of a family day for him, so we'll have a chat tomorrow or during the week about stuff and things. Welcome, Davey. Katie and I are we're simulcasting over Twitch. Unlike usual, we don't have a script at point. We don't have a plan. We just blethering.
Still exists, Omaha.
No cutting political, historical issues. The only script we had has just been used up. So I don't know.
If you want, because you've been sharing, you could maybe bring up Tor's cabinet of curiosities, and we can maybe pick one of them. I noticed a couple on the channel earlier on that I might actually be able to expand upon. They look decently enough and stuff, and I can maybe talk about them.
There's nothing there that I would know to expand upon. But do you want to make a selection? And I will. Let's see if I'll bring up his channel, and you can choose. So I don't know how Tor will. So Tor's cabinet of curiosities is a YouTube channel with weird histories, and I really like it. I haven't watched much of what he's been doing lately, but I was talking to Katie about his stuff during the week, so maybe we will ReStream.
Give me a second, I will find one. Videos.
I can just bring it up if you like, and yeah. Gerbil Baby's question.
Oh God, that's an hour long, that one.
There are 12 little gerbil babies downstairs. They've been very well behaved today. Yesterday there were so 3 of them have got brand new wheels because the pet store had a special offer on wheels, giant wheels for like £1.50 each. So how could I say no? And one of them, who wouldn't go on her old wheel at all, has been on it like twice out of the 5 or 6 times I've been in to see them. Yesterday, very naughty. Quite a few escapes, quite a few tails being bit through cages, finding blood in various places. Not very nice. So I was very, very cross with them, but today, well behaved.
Oh dear God. What the?
So I don't know how Tor feels about ReStreaming. I am going.
Well, you know, I'm looking through all of them, and I'll reach out to them first before I actually do this. There's 3 here that I could actually expand upon, but I'll actually go and ask them. I'll go and watch the 3 that I like and ask if I can put them up on my stream in the future, because some of them are like the one that they done yesterday looks quite fun.
Oh, Wikipedia.
The 3 main ones that I know. Yeah,
funny.
they banned this photo for being too funny.
That look like fun.
But the one Chinese pirate queen, the non-binary Quaker Messiah, and the spectacular accident that started the Navy's biggest mutiny, US Navy's biggest mutiny. I know I can expand on that. That one's an hour and a half. That's quite long. But the Chinese pirate queen who defeated Portugal, Thailand, and America is quite fun. And the non-binary Quaker Messiah is quite fun as well. I can expand on that. I'll go and ask Tor's cabinet first.
You know what we could do, Katie, is
yeah,
it's a bit off our history agenda for Saturdays, but usually but we're pretty much well off the track by now. We've a few streamers in chat tonight and non-streamers, so we could always open up invites if anybody wants to come in, and we could interview them. Yeah, we could, or they could interview, or we could just.
That'd be brilliant. Yeah.
All about. So if anybody would like to be a test subject, you're more than welcome. So basically, a few people know how ReStream works, but essentially, we DM you a link. You don't need to create an account. You just come on in, and yeah, my preference is you're on camera as well as talking. But if you're not happy with being on camera, we can audio. Yeah. I'm going to introduce, actually reintroduce an element of the Saturday night show called Andy Stands at the Window and Smokes a Cigarette while podcasting. I don't think you've ever seen this on camera. I mean, Katie, you have, obviously. There's
Yes, I have.
a few of you know.
Ow, nose. I am being a good little girl and not actually going and nicking my birthday present, which is sitting in a drawer over there from Super Happy.
Present?
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Oh, can we have some? If somebody will give Katie a happy birthday in chat, and we'll get that message pinned.
I'll be streaming on my birthday, by the way, and all fun. No dystopia. No dystopian shit on my birthday. I'll be having a drink and eating a curry.
Happy 21st.
Try not. Oh, you're too kind. I might look fairly young, but I'm not. I stunned my sister earlier on, like yesterday, so Friday, essentially. This is now technically, it's still Saturday. It'll be Saturday for the next 12 minutes. So on Friday, I was saying to my sister and stuff, saying, how does it feel with your older sister aging towards 50? Shut up. So I'm the eldest, by the way, so I've got two other sisters. They're both younger than me. I am turning 47. Fuck. I'm surprised it lasted this long. So, yeah.
If you can hear birds, you probably can't hear birds.
I can hear them, actually.
Real birds. Katie has an aviary.
I have got a collection, that's my curtains behind me there. I have a collection of magpies and ravens and what I call big bullies, which are gulls. And quite a lot of sparrows. It's weird. The ones that I see the most are your classic pigeon and gulls and a fair few magpies. When Super Happy was checking out the back court and stuff, because it'd been stoating it down most of the day, like this torrential, he noticed two rodentia, so they tried to deal with it, like the boxes with the poison in it. Doesn't work. So we saw like a small baby rat and what looked like a parent, so an older rat, chomping on what looked like a cupcake or a fairy cake or something. No, a little sponge cake. So he called me over to the window to show me these. What the fuck? I keep on saying, I actually emailed the Housing Association and Glasgow City Council. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't fucking kill them. You actually literally have to trap the bastards and move them out of the city, like to the countryside, so they can go to the north of us, which is that way up there, and take them out past, I don't know, civilization. Because the poisons that they use don't work. We've told them this for over 20 years. Over 30 years.
I'm surprised the birds wouldn't chase them away, because those are some loud-ass birds.
The ravens do try to get rid of them, but there is more of the rats than there is of the ravens who used to make them scarper. And what happens is, because a lot of the birds are allergic to this stuff, they don't come to the back court because of the poison, the one in the box. Obviously the birds can't get into the box. It's built for rats and things like that, and like mice and rats and other sort of little rodents like that. But the birds still don't like it because it actually affects their digestion, and they all fuck off essentially. The ones it doesn't actually affect are oddly enough for the seagulls, but they can't get into the box because they're fucking huge. But all the other ones who would actually chase away the rats, they don't like the poison that gets used because it's detrimental to them.
It's amazing
Just
how loud
shut
they are. They are so loud. Like,
Yeah.
either you've got super powerful microphones, or these are like Glastonbury birds on a like center stage.
These are really quite good. And the way I've set up my audio stream and the microphone I've got, plus how I've set the actual laptop and things up, I can hear lots of things coming from who I stream with, as well as videos and stuff of other live streamers, because I've used Helena's a little bit better, but Kev's next to a window and where he streams from in his house. Helena isn't. She's in her bedroom. Don't get me wrong, she's next to a window, but hers isn't. The noises coming in from her window aren't too bad, plus she's got heavy curtains like I do. So if I was to stream during the day, I would have my windows open, and you'd probably see like the seagulls and the pigeons and stuff flying about. You won't hear them. The windows that we've got, that they've put in, are actually decent windows now. It only took me 15 years of pestering them to actually change the windows. So the rejoice for being a stubborn bitch. And please just fix the damp as well in the house. That took 8 years. I do get heard eventually. And they could see how frustrated I was, and I was about to raise my voice with them. Yeah, didn't piss off us Scots. We're kind of stubborn and loud at times. Like we keep on talking about the politicians and stuff. Yeah. Now we're mostly past yelling at Anna Sarwa. We're just laughing at him.
Davey, I've no idea what she's talking about.
Is Davey Scottish? He'll agree with me. He should. They are. So one of my friends has got pet rats. They are really quite fun. It's a different breed, by the way. They're different species. The ones that are domesticated, who are easy to domesticate, they are really quite fun and delightful pets. But the ones that I'm talking about are the black and brown. So there's four. There's at least 3 different breeds. The main one that is the problem that spread diseases and stuff. That's the ones they try to deal with. But the other 2, they can be domesticated and they're pets, and they're really quite funny. Like some of them are crazy, running around, flying off, jumping off like they're toys and stuff. But they're delightful. I love those kind of rats. So they're a different species. I'm more of a dog or cat person. Like my nephews, they've got a dog and a cat. My Niblet, they have a cat that stays at my mum's house, not her bed, not their bed sit. My Niblet barely survives in her flat, which is fucking 5 floors up.
Cats are much too eccentric for me. I don't understand them.
Akira is fast. She's a speed demon. She runs around in my mum's house like a speed freak. She's an outdoor cat, so Akira's been spayed. She can't reproduce. So she gets outside and runs around the back court. I did have a cat. I had a big black cat called Big Cat. Like cat with a K, same as my name really. So I am Mad Cat. and my cat was called Cat because no originality. She was huge, like massive, not like Maine Coon big or anything, just a kind of big cat. She was an outdoor cat as well, but she got mauled by a bloody Safi in the back court because people are irresponsible pet owners. That dog had to get destroyed because their owner was a fucking dickhead. That owner is no longer on the land of the living. He got he got stabbed his own flat, oddly enough. I've been surrounded by assorted villainy, not Victorian villainy, just standard Glasgow villainy.
Susanna says she's accidentally killed by the mice with chocolate. I didn't realize that was a thing. Mice were chocolate allergic.
Oh dear, dogs are allergic to chocolate. And certain other creatures are allergic to it as well. Yeah. We're not. We're allergic to it by getting fat.
Dear ReStream, Andy, Kitty, and David McGuinness will be taking their advertising dollars any day now. Thank you. Brings me back actually to a comment I wanted to make on ReStreaming as opposed to ReStream, the program, the facility. But ReStreaming, so I've been having some thoughts about the ethics of ReStreaming. A lot of Twitch users do it. Katie does it, and I must admit, coming to Twitch quite late, and I'm not actually streaming on there myself yet. Maybe that'll be something we'll do in May for the Patreon anniversary. But it was a bit of a surprise. Katie, you came and asked me, could you restream episodes of Screen Cleaner? Well, how do we think about it? Yeah, okay. I mean, bottom line is more people get to see it, which is what I wanted. So, yeah, it's grand. Look, I've been thinking about my own sort of attitude if I ever do it, and something that I've been pushing over in Katie's chat on Twitch when we restream stuff. So here's what I've worked out.
There's a few things that you have to know first. If you stream to YouTube, if you live stream to YouTube, the onus is on you to police yourself and what you show on stream with copyrighted material, and you can lose your access. You have to be proactive about that. It's reactive with Twitch. Anything that can be copyright claimed gets automatically cut by Twitch. It gets taken out, so it can still get published in a certain spec. So it's two different ways. So all the onus is on you for streaming on YouTube. The onus is somewhat taking off you, but you can still decide to show the thing and publish it privately that people can access through your Twitch channel and stuff. It just can't be promoted essentially.
Yeah, this is before we get to my manifesto. This is what Paul's not talking about that. Katie has been temp banned. Is that the proper thing from YouTube?
Banned's different. I've been suspended. I've lost my privileges essentially, and it's like a time period. It's usually, if it's egregious, it's usually a month. So that's 30 days you get banned for. But if you use the copyright and you still react to it, but they don't deem it correct enough, you lose access for a week. You lose access for 7 days. So it's suspended, and you can be permanent.
In terms of my YouTube videos, the pre-recorded, full produced ones, I've had videos completely globally blocked. I've had claims.
That's at YouTube level. They've done that to you, and there's nothing you can appeal it if you want.
You can appeal it, and it's actually very easy to appeal it.
Yeah.
Now, when you're doing that, it falls under fair use exemption. If you're using it correctly, if you're not ripping the piss out of it, I mean, if you look at YouTube culture and people who create react videos on every Star Trek or Always Sunny or Marvel movie, there's hundreds of thousands of them. So these people must be able to get through, and it's quite easy. So there's 6 grounds for exemption under fair use. The broadest one is remix. So you're taking the content, as Katie says, you're reacting to it, and you're maybe cutting it bits off, or you're muting parts of it, but you're radically altering the source material by using contribution. So remix covers that one. Others are education for educational purposes, entertainment. And I think that's where comedy and satire.
Parody, comedy, satire, yeah.
Actually, that might
that's most of the
one.
mines would be for either education or analysis. Mines would mostly be based on news and current affairs and things, stuff like that. So I can remix it and stuff, and I like clips out and say, look, I'm reacting to this politician being a fucking wanker, which is easy.
And actually, commentary is another separate. So what I worked out was that you can, if you get a global copyright block on a video or a claim, you can very easily go in and appeal these. So here's my current method. I have a paragraph of text that I send out to any kind of block or claim, and it's the same one. I've worked out after the first 6 times. There's no point writing a separate one each time, because I have my own ethics, my own policy. I understand what the law is. I understand how I'm using the law within my product, and I'll happily, for anybody who's interested, I'll happily find a way to get this paragraph to them if they need to use it in their own appeal. But essentially, it's just a matter of going in, finding the right button to press. I'll maybe even make a short video on this at some point.
That would be great.
If you've got the body text written, it's a 4-minute job, and they'll usually get back to you within a week. Now, if the copyright holder, it's very rare something to be globally blocked, but if you appeal it and the copyright holder doesn't respond within a month, YouTube, who take this action, not the copyright holder, YouTube doesn't receive a response from them. They automatically release your video. They assume that because you've appealed, because you've said why you appealed, the law is on your side, because the other party refused to respond. So, don't be disheartened if you're uploading YouTube material and you're getting this.
Do you want to
because it's?
Do you want to hear something fun?
Because the law is on your side.
Would you like to hear something fun with this? This is mental. This one that happened to me. So there's it's an album. It's a series of albums essentially called Epic. It's basically about the Odysseus and stuff. And I went to the copyright holder saying, I want to do this entire. I want to show this. I'm a Hellenistic nerd. I would expand on it and what the gods and everything's like and the characters within it. And I'd be using it as commentary to let everyone know how big a Hellenistic nerd I am. To carry on, yes, we want more people like you. So there's a couple of other YouTubers who actually responded to it as well, using that same slant. And I used a lot of the Celtic gods that both Ireland and Scotland have as gods. So, and I catalogued everything. I showed the entire run. And both of us, the original creator and me, who was restreaming it when they were doing their live stream for it, both of us got copyright claimed on our behalf. So I copyright claimed his channel, his entire epic, and he copyrighted me. for not giving him due deference. And we both kind of scratched our heads. Said, "Did you copyright claim me?" Said, "No." "Did you copyright claim me?" "No." So we both went to YouTube. Said, "No, you've both violated each other. We had an agreement to do this. YouTube, make it make sense, please." And
So,
it took
I mean, this perfectly
days
demonstrates
to
what
figure it
you
out,
might-
and both of our videos went back up.
I mean, so what you've
Their
managed
live streams still happened, but mine's got blocked.
is these copyright claims. There's no human deciding of these.
And no, I don't think it was a human that actually done this. I think it was a bot.
Yeah, it's artificial intelligence bots. Because any
Yeah.
thanks, Dilly Blase, for joining us. Everybody, please check out Dilly Blase channel. You know, just go find a link to that and put it in chat.
Excuse me.
So yes, so this is bots doing this, and I mean,
Make it make sense.
you can kind of tell if you are making suit purposes. You can tell that, you know, I put something up and the concept are so obviously, painfully obviously it's a review because of the way I make my reviews. I reviewed Doctor Who spin-off while sitting in the bath with insert from. So, you know, any human watching that would know, like, this isn't somebody trying to pirate Doctor. This is a guy sitting in the bath. My bath has been copyright claimed. They will, when you get a copyright claim, it'll list timestamps for where these infringements.
I checked out the timestamps as well. It's fucking weird.
Literally was my bath has been. That's why I haven't showered today because I've got copyright claim on my shower.
Odd. That's just weird. YouTube, what the fuck? I don't. Some of the decisions these bots make are just that's. You can tell it's not human, obviously. Just. Oh, hello, Parkours. Hello. Parkours has the same issue. He DJ as well on Twitch, and he has the same sort of issues with things like that. It's odd. It's just weird. But with Twitch, you can get cut it. Parkour's language is really quite good. Yeah, I've noticed the struggles you've had, Parkours. No. I don't know if Red struggles as well. I keep on meaning to ask Red. That's Red Rust 308. He is a bassist. They are misgendered. They are a bassist. They are amazing. They are great. They are on Oxygen Not Included Enjoyer as well. Like me, it's a brilliant game. Love it. Everyone, go and play Oxygen Not Included. It is really quite good. That and Baldur's Gate 3. I'm
going to get a few shout outs to commenters who also have the YouTube channels in chat, and I'll so if you would like, we're currently doing this through source at Andree Luke on YouTube, but if Katie could get the links into our ReStream chat, or if you could put them in Katie's Twitch, and we'll get those up on screen as we go through it. Now I'm going to put up Davey McInnes, two Davies, which I notice. So the two Davies, which has a brand new user icon, which is quite good. Streams 5 mornings a week at 10:30 with a newspaper review, and 2 afternoons, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 4 o'clock, that's right. So yeah, go check those out. I'm going to be doing I hope I'm still going to be doing a stream with David McGuinness at the end of the month, so not a debate, not an argument, a discussion about the case for an independent Northern Ireland. And we're both really enthusiastic about it. We're both researching away, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's an option that, sorry, oh, mic bang. As Davey is often fond of saying to me and others listening, it's an option that's never talked about. It's always got to be Northern Ireland is a part of Britain, Northern Ireland is a part of the Republic of Ireland. What if there is a third way? What if, the people of the Troubles refuse to choose between one side or the other, just the choices we are given? What if we've got something else, some other way that we want to go? So it's not talked about. You may not know that between 25 and 32% of the people that live in Northern Ireland identify as Northern Irish only. That's not British or Irish, but Northern Irish. That's massive. 25.
That is massive, yeah. That is.
Isn't it? You never hear that being reported. So it's definitely.
It's weird that, I wonder why.
I don't actually. I don't identify that way. I identify as British and Irish. But maybe I should join that 25 to 32%. Yeah.
Yeah. The Scottish independence now. But yeah, this percentage never get talked about. Vested interests and all that stuff get in the way because reasons. We get talked down about as well up here. Don't get me wrong, Westminster's usually the main impasse with this stuff. It's I always advocate for my country. I want all the best for everyone in Northern Ireland. If there's people who want to join the Republic, good for them. If there's people who want to stay Northern, like British, and still they keep Northern Ireland as part of the UK. I think they're a dying breed now, though, aren't they? The Unionists, I think most of them are getting on a bit.
Well, yeah, they are old, certainly. But I mean, just like the Conservatives, there's always new breeds of incest coming up to enforce European views upon everybody else of austerity and elitism. It's quite depressing. I've been thinking about this a bit lately in terms of Zach Polanski's rise and the SNP pretty much just having most of Scotland on side.
They do, yeah.
It's the Green Party of England and Wales, I believe.
Yeah, so it's the GPU, so Green Party of England and Wales, and it's the Scottish Green Party, so they're kind of separate. They did at one point when it was the Ecology Party, so we're talking 70s and 80s here, and into the early 90s. The Ecology Party kind of split, so that's when we got the Scottish Greens and the Green Party of England. This used to be called the Green Party, essentially. So there's the distinction now.
So, these coming by-elections, the SNP, I think there's some Scottish seats, right? In the by-elections?
So, there was two. So one was last year, and Labour got that. They all thought the reform, there was the Grand Campaign for Reform looked as though it got over-reported. Oddly enough, that Reform were going to take this seat in Scotland, and Rutherglen, no, they weren't. because of the returns, essentially, how many people actually voted, it was a lower turnout, and it's always been a safe Labour seat, essentially, like most of Glasgow and Ayrshire and stuff were or are, essentially. So yeah, it was either going to be Labour or SNP that was going to get this seat. And they keep on bigging up, no, this is going to be captured by Reform. And said, no, it's not, you fucking idiots.
I think what we'll be seeing in this, sorry, I blanked out a bit there because I was multitasking.
That's all right.
So this May, are there council elections in Scotland?
No, it's the Holyrood election, so it's the entire Holyrood. So the devolved the devolved administration, the Parliament up here in Scotland. So it's all of them.
So the SNP,
yeah, the SNP are polling at 37%.
Yeah, and
Labour are third, and Reform second.
I'm not convinced the Greens are going to completely be the biggest share of newly elected councils, but they are going to shake things up. I know that much.
They will. They are targeting 10 constituencies across the entire country, which isn't that much. They're targeting 2 here in Glasgow, and they're targeting a couple over in Edinburgh, and a few more dotted around Scotland. Yeah. Right. So they're So yes, the same level as Stormont, and the Senate in Cardiff and Wales. So they're all happening. No, like the Wales, Scotland, and there's going to be large council elections. So the 3 main ones for England: Birmingham, Liverpool, and Manchester. So that's their municipal, their councils, and a few others. No other smaller unitary authorities and councils down in England. The one that is probably going to scare them the most is Plaid Cymru, the Party of Wales, basically the Welsh version of SNP.
Yes, absolutely worth mentioning. Yeah.
They are going to be. It looks like they're going to take most of the seats in the Senate, and Labour are going to get beaten into second or third.
Okay,
the polls are not looking good for.
So I mean, May, SNP, Plaid Cymru, and the Greens are just going to clean up. Labour and the Tories.
It looks like it,
are going to be bottom of the ranking. Reform are going to do.
There's
a bit of a.
Well, I keep on saying that Labour are polling third here in Scotland. They're polling between second and third in Wales, and it looks like they're going to lose a good few councils down in England.
Yeah, but
it's like they're upset with Keir Starmer.
Circling back around off the tangent within, and there's another one actually above that I'm about to get back to. But it's got me thinking how Northern Ireland doesn't have that moment yet.
It doesn't know.
Nothing equivalent to SNP, Plaid Cymru, or the Greens. The Alliance, or the Progressive Liberal Party here, that
I can't remember how many MPs they got. I think they got 2 or 3.
There's a lot of people of my generation won't vote for Sinn Féin ever.
I know that. Yeah.
Brilliant on them taking a progressive stance on many social issues, but the connection to the Irish Republican Army is just too raw, too recent. I
I understand that. I get that.
But no.
No, I've got friends and stuff who live up in Ballycastle, a little Republican stronghold up there, but the rest of Bantrim obviously is quite unionist, and they won't vote for Sinn Féin down up there, essentially.
There's no party in Northern Ireland that has any of the same energy that the mainland British ones do. We've got the SDLP, who I honestly feel disconnected from. No harm to them. It's just not a connection there. There's people before profit that have successfully again and again taken West Belfast, which used to be Gerry Adams' constituency, and Gerry, the people before profit guy, has been on screen here. Lovely old friend. I was part of the Occupy movement with him, and even McMahon, who was MP no longer, but was MP in Derry for some years. We've got a small green. I think there's like one green MP. Alliance party. There's like one alliance. So it's like small beans. So we really need some new energy in Northern Irish politics to kick out the Unionists and kick out Sinn Féin. But it just hasn't happened. And I'm not exactly doing much myself to make it happen, and maybe I should, because there's got to be other people thinking exactly the same thing as I am. Anyway, I wanted to address something from about 10 minutes ago. So we started off talking about restreaming content. And I've been having some thoughts, and I've kind of got a sort of mental manifesto for that.
I thought there was two of them. There's only the one for one MP, Sorsa Eastwood, the Blacken Valley. That's their only MP, and she's came back to me now, and an MLA, Naomi Long, Belfast East.
Yeah, Naomi's great. The Ginger Ninja.
Is that her? I love her. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's really good. And Naomi Long has been targeted over a number of years by Unionist/Loyalist heavies. Her office has been burned down. They've distributed flyers about her supporting Sinn Féin/IRA, which is, they can't just refer to Sinn Féin. It has to be Sinn Féin/IRA.
I can see why they do that. It's not nice that they do it, but I can understand why.
Yeah. And Northern Ireland has almost been longer in ceasefire times than it has in the Troubles. We're almost evens. So, new generation, new hopes, new futures.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. The fact it was obviously we need the Troubles need attending stuff, and they're moving on and progressing and stuff. I like that for Northern Ireland. It's brilliant. Yay!
Right. So here's my manifesto on restreaming stuff. So you can. I'm gonna draft up some sort of notes, but you, not just you, Katie, the Grand, anybody watching, can restream my videos. However, there are conditions. Okay, so you must acknowledge on your stream whether you're praising my stuff or slagging it off, you must acknowledge that it has been created by me. You must include a link on your social chat to the source material. And if you should also, as part of that, encourage your viewers to go back to the source. So if you're restreaming, go and give it a thumbs up. Your view won't count. I won't get your view, but I will get your thumbs up, which matters. And if you're slagging me off, leave a comment, because I'm probably an asshole and some kind of sectarian or something. So go to my comments and tell me all about it. Expose me publicly.
Well, technically, I could be described as sectarian because I'm the Scottish Green and the independent supporter, so I could be described as being sectarian. So,
boo, 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 boo.
The definition is a site definition, and it gets used in many different ways, which is sometimes genuine, yes. Maybe for me, who knows, that's for other people to decide, or being complete bastards and using it for their own gain. Don't get me wrong, I'm using it for my own gain as well, to a certain aspect.
I have a fourth maybe condition. I'm not sure about this. I think it's good, but I don't know if people would do it. But that is, if you do restream my material, send me a note and let me know. Just a courtesy, tip me off. You don't have to ask before you restream. Just let me know you've done it. Because, I mean, yes, it's polite, but also it helps build networking. It helps us talk to one another and have greater conversations.
Yeah.
You've restreamed
Well, I'm here
me.
to make connections
You
as
always
well.
let me know when you've restreamed me, but you've always let me know after. So, I mean, that's the main thing. And you did ask the first time. You said, so there you go, you're a trendsetter to my manifesto. And I mean, we have so much now that's great in terms of like Creative Commons media. I use a lot of it in Screen Cleaner, where you can go into sites like Pexels and you can nab a photo or a video, and all that's asked is you give the creator credit, which I always do. Back in 2000, Belfast cartoonist and 2000 AD creator PJ Holden came up with this thing called shareware comics, where basically a bunch of cartoonists like myself would put comics online with the shareware license details. But basically, anybody who wanted to, say, print an anthology comic, right, could download our comic strips and print them in their booklet. And all they had to do was let us know they'd done it, and make sure that the original format was preserved. So if there was a 3-page comic, for example, typically we uploaded shorter ones, you couldn't just print one page, you had to print all 3 pages. And you couldn't go in and change bits. So it was kind of different from, it wasn't remix, but I mean, that's a kind of a very different sort of thing. And using things like Pexels and all this sort of Wikimedia, you know, where you just have to attribute. I mean, it's much better than using artificial intelligence. Okay, so you can't draw, so you say. So you can't film, so you say. But artists have made this stuff. Artists who are crying out for funding, who essentially just want an audience, and they've made this work available on that basis. So just go and use it and credit them. There's no need to use artificial intelligence, which steals from people without their knowledge. Artists have given this work to you, so work with them. Heck, if you go to download something from Pexels or Pixabay and use it, like, oh yes, you just have to credit them, preferably. You can get away with it. But if you drop them a note as well, and say, look, I've used this over here, there's an extra little bridge, there's a communication, little friendship that sitting there to be evolved. Heck, they all accept tips as well. If you want to give 50p, you can. You know, people complain about not being. I'm sorry, I'm on a rant here, Katie. I'm on a rant and roll. People complain for the commission an artist. Well, how much do you think this artist is going to cost? Like 500 quid? Nah. 50p, a pound. Have you ever offered one of your artist friends a fiver to create something? Now, most of them will possibly say no. Oh, no. But if they're your friends, they might not. I, like with Screen Cleaner, I pay all my contributors. I don't pay them very much. NDA, Katie. But
I would never say.
It matters to me that I do pay them. You know that scene in Breaking Bad where Saul Goodman says to Walter White, "Put $1 in my pocket." Both you and Jesse, put $1 in my pocket. And from there on, attorney-client privilege. He is on their dime. He is doing a job for them. Because currency has been engaged. That's kind of how I look at it in my Heisenberg like good view.
Yeah.
Put $1 down, you know. It there's that part of me that is a capitalist that values such things, but not, not for the capitalism run amok, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll breathe now. I'll take a breath.
Oh, don't worry. I would never say how much, but thank you for that, by the way. It's brilliant for what you do to me and actually promoting me as well. Any sort of credit that I get from using your stuff, I'll say before and after I've done it for Kevin and Helena when I've shown their stuff on my stream as well. I've said I've used this. I've said blah blah blah. And Helena says, yeah, it's good to actually have someone who's Scotland-based and you can see what's different and how it works up there, which is good for the audience. And Kev says, just have at, use anything, use everything, fuck it. He's a bit more loose about it, really. I always try to credit Helena, but don't get me wrong, I credit Kev as well, and I will do the same for you. Because the three of you put in more work than I fucking do. My streaming is easy, comparatively. Being able to just spout off and just say, yeah, that politician is a fucking idiot. It's easier, really. And describing how things are different through the UK and stuff and what stances we take is always a good thing to actually educate people.
There's different
Those who watch.
types of work. And I mean, like you and Davey McGuinness are on like almost every day of the week streaming, and people don't see what you do before those sessions in the run up to them, how you prepare, all the reading you do, the watching videos and that, and it's all stuff that comes out like this when when you're doing this sort of thing, when you're improving, or maybe you've got notes. I know Davey McGuinness takes a lot of notes before a show.
Well, I've got within
artists talk a bit. I've put a link on screen to and in the chat to Susanna Raymond's YouTube channel where she shares some of her artwork. She's a Milton Keynes artist, does sort of just stuff kind of bordering with comics. So I love gorgeous sketch stuff, some text stuff.
Nice one.
She's part of at least one large Milton Keynes festival per year. So please go and check out Susanna's stuff. She's just a great person too, really good friend to have.
Cool, nice one.
And so just to knock back into what you were saying as well about streaming and ReStreaming, like I don't with the big corporations, with the BBC, with ITV or Sky. I don't think you need to sort of acknowledge him in the same way that you do somebody who's independent media, who's making.
I promote the independent media more than I do the actual big ones like your BBC, your Sky, your ITV, STV even. I've used them a couple of times. I'll probably be using the BBC and the STV more in the lead up to the vote in May and stuff, because they'll start talking to like MSPs and things and commentators.
I'm sure there's a lot of mid-range people that would probably be have mixed feelings about using your stuff, but probably don't want to be contacted for to be asked. I'm thinking Novara, Politics Joe, Zach Polanski. Maybe some of them are just happy enough for you to carry on and use your stuff. And the thing is, they're
I've used that. I've said on Zach's channel, his Bold Politics, his podcast and stuff, that I've used his interviews with people and stuff, saying this is brilliant. And with like Politics Joe and Novara and stuff, I've said when I've used the downstream ones, when they've interviewed people, that I've borrowed this for my stream and stuff, and expanded on what they've been saying, who they've interviewed. But I give full credit to like Turn Left and like F Politics, so that's Femi, I used to use Bill Moorhouse, like a different bias, but he's lost to us now. He's purely Starmer pulled.
I was thinking of putting.
So I don't
Steve
use
Cleaner on
Phil
opposite
as
his Saturday show, direct competition. But I'm not sure if I'd survive.
I'll give Graham his due, but Phil is lost to us now. Just Femi's quite approachable. Femi's okay, and he said to me in the past, "Yeah, if you want to use my ones, carry on. Just say in the comments of whatever video you've used that you've shown on stream." Thanks, Femi. So Femi's quite decent. I don't use Phil as much. I've not used Graham that much now either. But turn left, Kevin, Helena, and Novara to a certain extent.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd much rather like just phone up from the bed if anybody needed content. But yeah, there's so many people doing good work that yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think when I was talking about my manifesto, I think that is particularly sort of those points I was making are particularly important if you're talking about smaller streamers.
Yeah.
So, for example, you might look at my YouTube channel and think, right, he's got 22,000 subscribers. That's quite good. He's hardly small fry. But then go and look at most of my video views, and they're mostly in double digits.
Yeah, it's great. It's brilliant.
Those 22,000.
I'm up to like 5,000. I'm up to like 5,000 watch hours on my YouTube, and I thought, how the fuck have I managed that with my streams? Like back in the day, I used to do like a lot more educational ones, especially where health and benefits are concerned. I will be back momentarily, Andy. Sorry.
Oh, right.
So give me a minute.
Hurry up, because I need to pee after. So that comment I just put on chat was from Miss Hire. I forgot to credit them. And just as Katie was talking about Zach's podcast, so maybe you want to play a bit. I mean, that sounds like an interesting matchup, doesn't it? Fergal and Zach. I'm gonna paste your comment on screen, Omaha. I mean, I suppose by terms of my my mental manifesto on restreaming content, I should probably ask first. But I have no such compunction. So only the Lib Dems can stop reform. Yeah, only Megatron can stop Starscream, right? Yeah, and we heard this rhetoric all through Gorton and Denton. Only Labour can stop reform. Only stop the Greens. Yeah, such utter nonsense. And it goes back to this, I mean, this line from this argument in Babylon 5 that, you know, that we have to choose only from the choices that they give us to choose from. Yeah. Why do these people just think they can dictate to us? They've obviously got another thing common. The internet has changed so much has changed us as a species so much on a base behavioral level, and how we form our societies, how we run our societies, and who we are as people, how we grow. Has the internet changed us genetically? Well, sorry, I'll rephrase that. Has it changed us memetically? Richard Dawkins' idea of memes, which you know of because of the internet, but memes, a meme is an idea that bounces from brain to brain, that is so contagious an idea. That's how it works, that's how it gets around. So one of the most powerful ideas of a meme is a song, because of music, because of rhyme. Visual, you think of cave paintings when they would go out to hunt a buffalo and you'd see a cave painting of a buffalo with arrows struck in it. A very powerful visual image for the tribe to remember. That's a meme. So, I mean, memes are something that predate the internet and are a way of replicating ideas, of change. And I think that where we are now, with 30 years of home internet behind us, that, I mean, things like the Gorton and Denton by-election, the people who have actually been investigated properly for their Epstein connections. This is society changing because of the internet and the masses being able to mobilize, the masses against the classes. People have the power, and it's a whole. I think we're going to see more of it. We're going to see more and more of it.
We probably will. We probably will. Hello, I return. Hi. Yeah. There's a principle called or a study called epigenetics that through changes in how we operate, essentially, be it streaming or television or movies, going to the cinema, whatever, listening to music, reading comic books, reading books, things of that nature. So it studies at a macro level, so society-wide, essentially. So that's epigenetics. But memetics can actually inform us as well, because we obviously, we've got interlocutors. We talk to each other, obviously. Even though it's through media, we're still making a human connection. So things get expanded. We agree, we disagree, we expound on things. We can progress narratives if we wish.
When I think
Talk about
about
better
the
things.
macro level, I can't think of much in the way of political change that the internet has brought about. So the Arab Spring, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll rephrase that, of good political change. The internet has brought about, right?
Yes.
I
know what you mean anyway.
As a perfect example. And I think we are coming to this point where good political change will just sort of wash over, because in the internet age, we've seen the internet has powered so much bad stuff. Alex Jones, Donald Trump, Morgan McSweeney. It's been horrible people that have won because of the internet. But there's more of us than there are of them, by massive amounts.
Oh, there's more of us. Yeah, there's always been more of us than there is of them. They just
unless it's the tipping point is coming, and we're going to see some sort of age of good things by internet, because we've already lived through the bad things by internet, and we don't need to go there again. We don't need to do that again. It's behind us. I'm going to have a wee. Enjoy yourself. You have control of the chat, the screen.
Thank you.
Bring it on.
Cool. I have all the power. Ha ha. Hello, everyone. So yeah, we get shaped, obviously, these narratives, the news, award-winning herbalism. Fuck it, I'm game. This is going to be horrible, I guess. Let's see who Laura is talking to. Where are we? Laura Kuenssberg. No, BBC. Yes, today. Right. Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper. I don't know who this is. Saeed Ali Musavi. Maybe an Iranian. Tom Fletcher. Ozem Prick. Holy fuck, she's managed to get him. Swinney's on. That's a mixed bag. With this is an entire female panel that she'll be talking to begin with, the ones who they bring in. So you've got the interviewees. You've got who the panelists are. So we've got Penny Mordaunt, Corey, Zara Sultana, and Christiane Amanpour, who she's CNN. I can't remember if she's CNN or MSNBC, but she's a British person who works in America. British girl. Christiane Amanpour used to work for the BBC, by the way, like most of them did. Oh, Andy? Oi, oi. Oh, here we go. Fight. Would you like to know who's on award? Would you like to know who's on award-winning journalism?
Well, I've last 2 weeks I've done this to you, so go ahead.
Yvette Cooper. I don't know who the next one is. Saeed Ali Musavi. Maybe an Iranian, I'm not sure. Tom Fletcher. Robert Jenrick. And John, she's finally managed to get John Swinney on. That'll be fun. He'll probably be up here, so it'll be like a video call. She'll be interviewing them through. And on the panel, Penny Mordaunt. Yeah. Zara Sultana. Did I guess? Maybe. And Christiane Amanpour, the journalist.
Was Robert Jenrick not on last week?
He was on 3 weeks ago, but now he's been given Treasury Secretary, so Reform's titular fucking Chancellor. I don't want to hear this fucker again. Can we just go away, Jenrick? Just fuck off.
It's a good thing you can't Google for Robert Jenrick's phone number and find somewhere where you can leave humorous prank calls.
Do you want it? I will respond to him online. I can't be arsed with these people.
Yeah.
So award-winning journalism, that will be fun. I wonder what Yvette Cooper's. I quite like Christiane. I feel ashamed that well, don't get me wrong, Zara will probably be good at responding to like Tom Fletcher and Yvette Cooper and stuff. She might agree with some of the stuff that Swinney says. Who knows? We'll see what John has to say. For clarity, everyone, John Swinney is the MSP for my home city of Perth. So he's First Minister and also the MSP for Perthshire. I keep on saying this, and it's probably quite true that he looks fucking knackered. But it looks like he's going to be First Minister again because the polls are looking good for SNP.
I believe you have another Independent Scotland March coming up this month. Is that so?
We do, yes. We have one in a couple of weeks.
And is that in Glasgow?
Yeah, Glasgow. And there'll be one happening outside Holyrood as well.
Cool beans.
There's usually more people that come to the one here in Glasgow because bigger population, wider area for people to come into, essentially. It's usually outside Buchanan Galleries or down at George Square. It's usually in the top part of the city. Rather easy for me to get to, but I'm usually quite knackered and I still do a lot of research. I'll probably show it on stream when it happens. I have family members who go to it. I've got family and friends who come down to Perth to do the independence marches and stuff. One of them, who I call my stepdad, he's currently 75. I don't know why he keeps on doing this to himself. He does actually have a lot more energy by the looks of it, just by going on sheer looks. My kind of stepdad, my mum's boyfriend, looks like he's got more energy than Swinny does. And he is older than Swinny. A couple of my mum's friends that she used to work with before she retired, they come down.
I must have mentioned during one of my rants just back there Vorlons, because Omaha writes Babylon 5.
Yes.
Oh, I quoted some Babylon 5 about the choices they give us. Yeah. So that's kind of the anti-Torchwood. If you want to trigger me in a positive way, probably talk about Babylon 5. I've actually got I've a little Babylon.
Andy, I have all the DVDs, all of them, including the films. My favorite one is River of Souls.
Before we had DVD, this is an unusual.
You're going to say VHS.
VHS, right? So I didn't actually start watching Babylon 5 hardcore until season 4. So I had to collect all the VHSs to watch them in some sort of order. 2 episodes on a VHS. By the time season 4 rolled around, you've got 66 episodes. So 33 VHS. I was running about collecting VHS. I lived in a home with a really long hallway, or a really long living room. My first flat, and not the following flat. No. So I have 33 VHSs stretched out on the floor. But then when I moved, I didn't have anywhere. I don't know what happened to them, because I didn't have anywhere for them. Did I just sell them all? I'm actually, by attending this, I'm missing so I'm a member. I'm missing a live Babylon 5 reaction / podcast. So there's a really great Babylon 5 YouTube channel and podcast by a couple of guys called Brent and Bad Nerds, and so they a couple of years ago Babylon 5 for the first time, and they didn't really do like reactions. It's a very short reaction, but they do an hour-long show or an hour and a half. They'd sit and talk about it, and they were just they got so much wrong. They were kind of unbearable, but at the same time, they were really, really nice guys, really smart guys. Made a lot of really enormously brilliant guesses with like little foundation, but things that, shots in the dark that came through. But also like, I can't believe you didn't effing get this. But anyway, now they're doing a show called Babylon 5 for the second time. And if you've watched Babylon 5, you know that on repeated viewings, you pick up a lot more than you did first. It's because it's a show that's conceived as a
he
book.
gets it the first time because he is the nerd. He like most of the stuff here are books.
In episode 110, that sort of thing. So I've joined their Patreon. They're doing a live show tonight for their patrons, where they're looking at a season 3 episode. They might do 2, but so I'm missing the first one. And if I make the second one, I'll fall asleep watching it like within 5 minutes. But but go and check that out. I'm going to stick there. I'm going to be cheeky and stick their link in the chat. And look, if anybody watching this either on Twitch or YouTube wants to plug their channel, I'll put it on screen for a while. Just please paste the full URL into either Katie's Twitch stream or into my YouTube chat stream, and we'll get that up on screen for a while.
Cool. Thank you very much. My favorite one to go to is the Council of Geeks. One of their main ones is Star Trek.
Yeah.
Council of everyone go and follow Council of Geeks are good as well. See, yeah, I have to be careful with what sort of stuff I do. Don't get me wrong, I can still comment on it and see why these episodes are good and how we could maybe adapt things that are in Star Trek, especially the Next Generation. That it's my Star Trek. His is the original series and all the films with like Kirk and all that crew and things. Don't get me wrong, he likes the Next Generation as well, but he's more original series coded than I am. You know, like I'm TNG, DS9 and Voyager. I love Captain Janeway, she's amazing.
Oh no.
Each to their own, Andy, please, I beg of you. Don't get me wrong, the best one's obviously Captain Picard. My older friends look at me like I'm some kind of lunatic when I say that. Said, no, you have to remember when I grew up.
Have you seen the What We Left Behind documentary video?
Not yet, no.
Oh, never seen that. Oh,
No.
that's phenomenally good. I was fortunate enough to see it in the cinema. I think it's Shout Factory own the rights to it now, and they've released it on YouTube for free. And it's a proper professionally made movie.
Oh, nice one.
Really good. They've united all the surviving cast, writers to talk. But Avery Brooks is joyfully nuts.
Is he?
Yeah. Like not.
See,
I mean, you look at you can kind of see it in the way he plays Cisco. He makes very specific choices.
He does, yeah.
But he gives this kind of appearance of like part jazz musician, part hipster on psychedelic drugs. I have to be careful what I say because I don't want to come across like I'm slagging him off, and I have so much respect for the man. I might be paranoid enough to imagine he's watching this and worried about offending him because he truly is a singular talent. And I wish we saw more of him on our screens.
Yeah. There's a lot of them that were in like TNG, the DS9 and Voyager and stuff that we don't get much of, which is a bit of a shame. I have forgotten the actor's name, the one that played Tuvok, and on Voyager. I quite liked him. I've seen him in a couple of other like the sort of B-class movies. Essentially, I've seen him before, but that was his main exposure, was being Tuvok and yes, on Voyager, essentially.
Yeah.
I've only got the first two series of that.
Tim Ross. Now, if I remember rightly, it might be Tim Ross or... So, have you seen Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk?
That is ringing bells. I can't... Maybe... all kind of gets jumbled in my head unless I hook on to either certain storylines or certain characters or actors within things. That's why I remember lots of stuff from TNG and shit. And lots of stuff from like DS9.
Is there somebody from Voyager is one of the core sort of directors on Resident Alien? Oh, it's Robert Duncan McNeil. Yeah.
Paris? Is that Paris?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So he's one of the executive producers. So Resident Alien, starring is it Alan Tudyk or Adam Tudyk? So
I've heard it pronounced. I heard it pronounced 3 ways. I call it Tudyk. So use the Y is like an I essentially. So Tudyk.
So
It depends what ancestry is.
Alien stranded on Earth, out to do bad shit, who becomes acclimatized and kind of ends up against his best wishes enjoying human company to some extent. He's also deeply sarcastic, deeply cynical. When we went to the Barras market, there was a bigger than life-size Resident Alien, Harry van der Spiegel.
Yes.
The name the alien takes. So yes, and the character is brilliant memeability.
Since us visiting the Barras, my sister and her bestie have came down and they went to the Barras this is Sunday now, last weekend. They were down just to blow off steam essentially because she's a bit busy with her work and stuff, and so's her best friend. They thought, fuck it. And he came down on the Saturday morning and stayed over the weekend and stuff because she had some time off and she was fed up of her 2 teenage boys.
It's well worth a visit if you're in Glasgow. The Barras.
She enjoyed it. She bought lots of different stuff and things because my younger sister's not really sci-fi or fantasy coded. She's more like drama, personal family drama, things of that kind of viewing essentially. But me and my middle sister, we're both sci-fi and fantasy people. So I'm expecting funny little sci-fi present from my sister for my birthday.
It's Glasgow.
I'm easy. I'm easy to buy for family. Sorry?
It's Glasgow's Camden.
It is, yes, it is Glasgow's Camden. Smaller, obviously, because Camden's massive. I've never been to Camden. It is on my bucket list, but that would involve me going down to London.
I was part of a regular market stall at Camden. So that should take some of the glamour off it, some of the remoteness. There was a time, I don't know now, but 2008, I was a part of it, and it was completely accessible as traders. To break it down a bit, tables in the main Camden Lock area on a Saturday, so peak part of the week, were £30. So what we did, we had a collective of underground cartoonists, and we were paying, like if you wanted to go to a comics festival where they charged person £10 to get in the door, and you wanted to exhibit your comics, you had to pay £90 on average for a table for a day. And we said, fuck that. We went down to Camden Market. We got a table for £30 between 10 of us. So we organized a share-in. You've got to put your comics on the table if you paid in £3 each. 10 different people, £3 each, pays a table fee. So if you pay that, how many comics do you have to sell to make your money back? One, to break even.
Yeah.
Sell 2 comics in a day, you've made a profit.
Nice one.
And we did.
Cool.
We did. And,
nice one. I love it when that's good. I love that.
The British comic sales industry, well, for about like 3 minutes, we were rock stars.
My God. You could probably do that for the Barras as well. I don't know how much it is though. I've known friends who've actually done it, and they've done like I'm more music here. Back in the day, I was obviously former drummer, And all the people that I used to frequent with, go out and drink, go to gigs and shit like that, they're all musicians. And what they used to do was get their stall essentially and sell like their live, basically their set lists and stuff, like playing like the Barras or different pubs across Glasgow, which are more music, essentially. King Tut's Wawaha, the Renfrew Ferry, Barrowlands, the Hall, things like that. So there's lots of different pubs, Nice and Sleazy's, the Blob Shop, which has changed its name yet again. It's still the Blob Shop to most Glaswegians. Same place in fucking Suggall Street. They're never going to get us to change it. It's still going to be the Blob Shop. They can change it, the name as many times as they fucking like. And what they used to do is basically get it recorded and they'd sell it either on like CD or tape that you put in a tape deck. And sometimes live videos which were on VHS or DVD. Mostly VHS, oddly enough, because we're talking over 20 years ago at this point. I've been in this city since I was a teenager, essentially. So it did used to be VHS. It's fun getting old.
Oh, I never finished my Babylon 5 VHS.
Sounds like comic communism to me. Omaha just put something amazing in the chat. It sounds like comic communism to me.
Oh, I like
that is delightful. Yes, well said, Omaha. I like that. That's getting pinned. Fuck it.
I am. Katie made me a moderator on her Twitch the other night, so I'm going to exercise my moderator's right and pin that. Thank you. Oh, this message is already pinned. Hey, great minds.
It's easy. Well, I've upped it. Every time I have to update it, I have to go and restart things I can do on my stream. Well, obviously it's my channel. I'm the main moderator, essentially. So if anyone pisses me off, bonk. I have 2 bonks now. It is amazing. Where is my bonks? Oh, there, I'm there. So I've got that bonk and I've got that bonk. 2 different bonks. I have frying pan to face, because obviously frying pan to face, because I love Roger Rabbit.
You know what?
And that wasn't Roger Rabbit. That was Jessica Rabbit that done that frying pan to Eddie's face.
I have just
and
stolen
to the head.
Omaha's comment, pasted it here, and pinned it to my YouTube chat. So, Omaha, you've become double pinned like a butterfly.
Omaha's really quite good. Do you see them doing like taking 2000 AD? We've got the 2 films. We've got the one with Sly Stye, which is wrong because he takes his helmet off. Wrong. And you've got the one with Karl Urban where he didn't take his helmet off. And they used one of the main narcotics that got used in the comic books, which was a little bit better. I've seen both in the cinema, just to show how old I am again. I like the Karl Urban version. The storyline for the one that Sly Stye done was quite fun. Don't get me wrong. The parts of it were correct. But on the whole, it was just wrong.
Yeah, I can't honestly remember, apart from the furore around him taking off his helmet. I can't say the story resonated with me. I think I've seen the Karl Urban one twice, and the story resonates quite well. There was talk, I think it might even date back to the pandemic, that Rebellion comics were going to, they were in talks about production for Mega City 1 series, and there was hopes that a TV series, and there was hopes Karl Urban would reprise his role. It wouldn't be a Dredd focused series, but they hoped they could get him back. they didn't really have the sort of budget. It was being talked to have Carl Urban, but Carl Urban was very enthusiastic, and there was a lot of hints that he would come back at, he would take a significant pay cut to come back to cameos or maybe the occasional one-off story. And while I'm no expert on Judge Dredd, and I think a Mega City 1 focused story series would have a lot of scope. It's been the one constant character in the Dredd series from the beginning. It's had so many stories as part of the social changes.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be just adaptations they'd be doing. There'd be a lot of original content as well. So that'd be really interesting. And it's a pity there's been nothing, to my mind, written of this of late.
You have to, with a lot of these things, it might be the sci-fi element. So you're using, maybe if it's CGI heavy, they might not want to do it unless they're guaranteed to get a return on it, which is, I get it. I don't want that. I want it to be done with all the latest technology and stuff, but all of that is gatekept behind massive amount of money from these companies and stuff, which kind of
it's
sucks.
my understanding of Mega City 1 that it's not just like motorbikes and lasers. There's dinosaurs.
It's not.
Well,
yeah.
There's a goldfish chief judges.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of fantastical elements. There's Judge Death and the Dark Judges. So there's all sorts of other fantastical, non-technical fantasy effects.
Right, I may not be a big fan of him and stuff, obviously, Judge Death, but one of the best taglines that is stuck in my brain forevermore, all life is crime. Just what the fuck?
That's a new Conservative Party slogan. Oh, no,
I can
sorry,
get that
new reform slogan.
Oh, I forgot about the fatty sacks.
The whole audience were just going, who the hell's Conservative Party? Who are they? Are they new? No. It's old history. There you go. There's our Victorian villainry. Yeah.
Well, some of the social commentary could be lifted straight out of like Victorian era, and some of it did get put into like Judge Dredd and that sort of the 2000 AD comics and stuff. Some of the way some social norms work and how like the upper echelons and stuff. Obviously, they're still like the judges essentially, and other lower down ones, and different social movements happening within 2000 AD. Like we've got, where are they? Fucking hell. We'll get this right eventually. All the history's over there. All my Discworld's here and here. Ah, I've got them. I can see them. We've got all the Judge Dredd novels, not the comic books, actual novels. And one of the main ones that I loved was Brexit 1, which is basically London just blown up right up until the Midlands, essentially, and the rest of the UK kind of a wasteland. Then you hit Scotland again. But so I thought Brexit 1 was quite fun. A lovely adaptation, a lovely message in one of the books, two of the books, essentially. So Brexit 1 was quite fun. Basically a bitter twisted detective, essentially, basically a British version of Judge Dredd and his junior, who is a junior detective, not a judge yet. I thought those two characters were really quite fun.
I've got some,
and maybe again some of the books.
Got some 2000 AD creator trivia, but I'm just going to circle back because I missed out a wee bit of trivia about my Babylon 5 VHS collection. Do you know I bought most of those 33 Babylon 5 VHSs at a shop that exclusively sold rugs and carpets? I have no idea why you had Babylon 5 VHSs, a big tower of them when you walked in the door, £2 each.
Wow.
No idea why they were there, but That was
House clearance?
a lot of my
Oh.
rugs and carpets. And the store is still there. And every
Is
so
it?
often, it's in Smithfield Market, where there's generally always a comic shop, and has been for years. And whenever I'm in the area, I always stick my head, well, not always, but I can't walk past that rug and carpet shop without glancing in, see if there's any more, like, is there Farscape VHSs or something more obscure going on in there?
God, Farscape.
Oh, Farscape. Oh, right. Okay, before we get into the Farscape tangent, which I know is inevitable now, like some sort of wormhole. Yes, so where I am in Hollywood is the place new Judge Dredd writer, well, not new anymore, but Garth Ennis grew up. Garth Ennis, who wrote the Judge Joyce, Emerald Isle stories, the Death Age stuff, and of course went on to write Hellblazer, Preacher, The Boys, The Punisher, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Which is easily his best writing ever. Yeah, so there's, and on my 18th birthday, you know, when you're a kid, you get drunk and you think you're more drunker than you actually are, and you behave more drunker than you are. I ran across Garth Ennis in my local pub where I was drinking with my mates and started swearing about and pointing to him. You're Garth Ennis, aren't you? I know you. Garth Ennis had just had his first comics work published. And I think he got quite startled that this drunk kid pointing at him. Our friend Stephen came on and said, "Come away, Andy. You're just embarrassing yourself now." Well, okay. Where were we? So we're somewhere about the 2000 AD chat with a Farscape wormhole has just opened up in the background. But this improv stuff's easy, isn't it?
No. It's been a while since I've actually seen Farscape. My sister, luckily enough, she's got quite a lot of DVD collections for quite a lot of sci-fi. And I borrow them from her sometimes if I'm in the mood for them. Her main one that I watched, it took me forever to fucking watch it, was the remake of Cylons. Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I'll tell you.
And she's got, that's how we got introduced, was TNG, and it was Farscape back in the day when we were teenagers and stuff. So we're talking roughly 30 years ago at this point.
Kitty
So that was our way in. Katie Sackhoff, that was.
Played Starbuck.
She did, yeah.
Her and her husband are doing I've just started on YouTube doing a rewatch. Well, actually, it's not a rewatch because neither Katie or her husband have seen that Battlestar Galactica before, and they're watching it, and she's a really interesting commentator. She's really quite. I find her quite. Don't know how to put this. Attractive. Like, really interesting. Feels really engaging. Real charismatic.
That's good.
Personality.
Yeah.
And her husband's really cool too. So it's really nice sort of getting, like, obviously she knows all about it from the other side of the camera. She's lived it. She knows everybody involved. But she's kind of watching herself at like 23 and sort of being really hard on all her acting choices. And her husband's sitting there going, I thought that was really good, but it is strange seeing you know, like 20 years before I met you, and all your friends who you've introduced me to, all looking like 25 years younger. So I've really been enjoying that series.
It would be, yeah. Like, I remember watching. I remember watching an interview that Tennant done, and this was he was describing it to him about himself and Georgia. The first time they met was on a Doctor Who set and stuff. And he said, no, watching it back is really quite odd. Now, for me, to actually reacting to when I played this character, it must feel. He said it feels really odd, especially being Scottish and things of that nature. It just feels odd. Some people actually enjoy watching back the stuff that they've actually acted on, but all like the Scottish and some of the British ones, especially ones from like the north of England and stuff. I'm including Patrick Stewart in this as well because he basically started on the boards essentially, so he was an actor, actually in theatre and stuff. And looking back at his whole performances in Shakespearean plays and playing the Captain Picard, it's just odd looking back at it now. This is over 30 years ago for him. So in some aspects, it's been over 40 years for him. Looking back at his previous performances and stuff, it must be odd. Yeah, some of them say it's odd watching back.
A different thing for Stewart. I mean, his agent famously advised him not to touch Next Generation. Like series 1, he lost his temper with the rest of the cast because they weren't taking it seriously, and he had to sort of have a word with them to like seriously up their game. And I saw that there. Do you had some kind of momentary power cut or UFO invasion or something?
That was it was a brownout, so that was my top light. The one on my ceiling just kind of flickered there a bit, which is going to be fun because they have to come in, so the housing have to come in and fix that, which is a bit of a faff. It's rather annoying. And we can't call them on the weekend, so I'll have to call them on Monday morning and say that happened. So it's a brownout. This sometimes happens when they're doing upgrades to whatever the electricity infrastructure is for where we live in North Glasgow. It happened about 8 months ago. What are we, March? 9 months ago. It happened 9 months ago when they were doing upgrades to our local substation, which is down in that direction, about half a mile away from me. And whenever they do that, they kind of have to not cut it, but redirect it. And that causes the brownouts for all the flats that are connected, all the housing that's connected to this substation. That was a bit weird. I don't know. Hopefully it won't happen again. So they usually do this stuff at the weekend.
Is it Ian? It is. It's Villain, isn't it? Villain. AI. Yeah, I can never remember if it's AI or AIA. Farscape. Yeah, I've been watching a few React videos on Farscape. Farscape is such a wonderful show. It's like it's like what were we talking about? Like Babylon 5 and how unique it is, and how 30 years on it's never been surpassed. Nobody has really done anything like it. I mean, you could say Babylon 5 has been done to some extent by The Expanse. The Expanse and Babylon 5 have a lot of similarities. But I've never seen anybody do something like Farscape. And that's because of a number of things. Jim Henson's workshopping is fun, that sort of thing. But for me, it's and you could say some have done that level of work in a sort of anthropology as extraterrestrialism, sort of giving species their own sort of unique language and design stuff. But for me, it's sense of humor. Nobody has brought humor and humanity to science fiction in quite the same way that Farscape did, and it's so up in character culture and psychology.
a lot of sci-fi fans pinned those sort of hopes that we had from Farscape onto Firefly, and we only got one series of that, unfortunately, plus Serenity, the film, a few years later. A lot of those hopes for the same sort of characterization and stuff got pinned on Firefly, and because it didn't do well enough, nah, cut it, because money. I had a lot of hopes and dreams pinned onto Firefly, because we got, I can't remember how many series, was it 7 or 8 with Farscape, and we only got the one with Firefly. I could see the storylines they were wanting to do in Firefly, and some of them were very similar to what they were doing in Farscape, but there was easier ways for them to make money, apparently. Boo.
Yes, I've read some of Wayne and Mutant Enemy's plans for Firefly Series 1, and honestly, a bit too dark. I'm a bit glad we didn't get those. Space aids, playing favorite characters. I think there was possibly space rape as well. Not good ideas. Not good ideas.
I actually quite like that darker aspect of it, because I'm a bit dark at times, and that's why that was one of the main things I liked about it, unfortunately, because I like what I like, really. Don't get me wrong, I like the lighter-hearted stuff as well. Farscape did have a lot of humour, a lot of comedy to it as well, which was fun. I really loved it.
I think the upshot is that we got Serenity, which I think is a nearly perfect movie. It takes what there was about Firefly and it just blows it up to 11. It just raises stakes so importantly.
Yeah.
It says a lot of important things about why we fight, and challenging authority. And I produced a video essay on this, audio, then a video essay called Blueprint for Revolution. And I think, I think it's definitely a film that thinks in that way. It dovetails quite nicely too with the end of Mutant Enemies series Angel, the Buffy spin-off Angel, which poses a lot of these questions about challenging fascism and totalitarianism.
Mm-hmm.
And the Serenity movie picks up that thematic thread and sees
it does, yeah.
Level. I've also plug 2 Angel video essays on the last season, which I'll happily, and they're both like an hour long, but I'll happily chat about those any day of the week to anybody who's not been spoiled. Well, maybe not tonight because we've been at this for we're 3 hours.
We're fast approaching 3 hours, yeah. I was going to say, if you want to leave, I'm going to carry on and see what sort of news I can talk about and stuff. You're more than welcome to stay if you want and chat. We can end the call and you can jump in and we can maybe see what's been happening and stuff.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
I mean, you can carry it on from here. You can share screens or take down stuff, or I don't know if it would maybe it would be easier to end the call.
It would be actually. I do apologize.
No. Whatever's easy.
You put in the chat there. I can actually see it. Do you want to know what would be fun for next? Do you want to know what would be fun for next week? The Zenobia letters. That might be quite fun to cover.
I thought I should have known you'd gravitate towards that. Yeah, okay. Let's do that next week. Let's do the Zenobia letter. Yeah. It is decided. Unless any last votes. They've
Anyone
had a bit
else?
more notice than he has, so.
My God, I've got 5
frankly,
people in my chat.
I've got. Oh, we're down to 1 here, which is possibly one of us. I don't know.
Oh, don't worry.
It was yeah. We had 6 at one point. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. I am going to take a breath, Andy. I am going to have a little stretch, and then I will be over at Katie Marshall's channel. If you're watching this on my YouTube, there's a link in the description to Katie's channel, and
Come and listen to a Mad Scotsman rant if you like.
I'll put one up on Facebook now. Yep. And thanks very much for joining me, Katie. I'll see you at your place or a bit.
Thank you,
take
Andy.
care,
This has
folks.
been amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it's been great. I love this.
It's been amazing. Thank you.
I'll chat to you in chat, and I'll see you the rest
Cool.
of next week, if not before.
Cool. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.